Hello everyone, I am Syed Asrar, and in this video recording I want to talk about mentors, role models, inspirers and guides and ideals. So the term I'm using loosely to address those, and by using the term mentor, by using the term ideal or role model, what I mean to actually say is the one whom you look out to, or the one whom you look up to, and you want to be like that person. You want to be like a specific person. So that is what I mean when I say ideals, when I say role models. Your ideals, your role models have to keep changing as you grow. And in fact, I would say the evidence of your mental growth, the evidence of your knowledge growth is determined by how many of the role models you have and how many of them you have changed. It is often looked at something that one has to stick to from a very young age to the old age. But I think practically that is not possible for someone who aspires to grow. So, of course, if you want to stick to certain boundaries, it would be a good idea to just follow a single ideal. But I'm talking about the ones who are willing to grow, the ones who want to grow. Because this is coming from my personal experience that when I was young, I had these movie stars and film stars like Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, or even Brendan Burchard, or even few from Islamic sect as my role models. I looked up to those people, But again, as I grow, I came across a lot of people. I learned about a lot of people. I gathered knowledge about them. And as I grew, and as my thought process too grew, and as my understanding and spectrum of studies differed and changed, I came across a lot of people whom I consider as role model. It's not like, I'm completely ignoring the entirety of what is being taught. It is that I'm following whatever I learned from a previous model, and I am just gathering knowledge, more and more information, more and more data from the current one, and from the ones who I feel that I have to learn from. So here the singularity has to be left behind. So that is the point that I want to stress. It is not necessary, and it has never to be so, that the person whom you followed at the beginning of your life, of your career, or at your young age should remain your model. So in fact, I would stress upon the point that he or she, whoever the role model can be, has to change. And then Anthony Joshua and McGregor, so these all people I'm following now, and I'm trying to learn from them. So in fact, I think it is very much essential for us to accumulate as much wisdom as possible from every single model. In fact, I consider this as like the power charges you have in game, the stars you have in game, and you have various levels. So when you're following a model, you're just gathering the stars that will be helpful, or you're just gathering power points, the bonus points that will help you in the game in that level and later levels. So here singularity should not be there. One has to consume content from every single source possible, every single model possible, and gather data, especially if it is into extreme. That is just amazing. If one is of liberal and one is of the opposite end, I think that is an excellent combination to have. For example, I have Steve Jobs at one end and Gary Vaynerchuk at one end, or even Bill Gates for that matter at one end. So these are two extremes who believed in different systems. Like Steve believed in honey. Sorry, Steve Jobs believed in vinegar, at least that's what I believe, to build his empire. And now Gary Vaynerchuk believes in honey empire. So following from the extremes is also a very interesting point and an added advantage. The concept is very simple. Don't stuck with a single model, because you are going to be left behind. However advanced the person that you are consuming content and following in your day-to-day activities is, I think we move to different stages in life, and every single stage, it is our responsibility to gather data, to learn from them, to learn their values. Learning personalities is more like you are diving in an ocean, you are scuba diving, and you're gathering all these materials. You have got some amazing rare materials out there, rare stones, maybe some pearls out there, and you also have these unnecessary items there. So it is to leave those items to gather what you consider as pearl and what will be helpful for you. So that is the basic concept, and that is the basic point that I want to stress on. It is necessary for you to be open. Whatever shield your model wants to fit you, your role model tells, his or her limit should not be your limit. So that is my number one condition that I want to stress point on. So learn from him, but don't idealize it. Don't use them as a compass, but not as a roadmap. So that would be the one single point that I want to tell in this recording. So learning from new people and being open to learn more and more people will help you to become a better person, a well-rounded person, that I believe. And this is why I strongly stress on keep changing your models, but don't leave behind the values that you have learned. So that is the mantra here. It is very simple. Learn new personalities, explore new personalities, explore new fields. And the best way to learn about any field is to learn through the personality of the field, fathers. For example, if I want to learn about biomimicry, I'm going to go with Jenan Benius. If I want to learn about biotechnology, I'm going to go with the best in the field, Norman Borlaug. If I want to learn about architecture, and especially the design of some out of the world concept or design of some amazing building, I'm going to learn from Zaha Hadid. If I want to learn about technology, I'm going to learn about Steve Jobs. If I want to learn about disruptive innovation, I will go with Elon Musk. So these are personalities. So to learn about fields, I think fathers of the field, the flag bearers of that field, are the best way to go with. And I think it is important to keep learning about them as much as possible, to keep learning about those values, and especially those people who sync with your values and beliefs, who did something that you want to do in life, who contributed in a way that you want to contribute in life. So that gives why it is important. You might feel models are not essential. You might be right, but my point is why role models or why studying personalities is essential is because it enables you to look at how people who had the same vision as you, or similar vision, I would say similar vision as you, were able to do it in their era. So the parameters are going to be different. They might have come up with different difficulties, different set of difficulties, different situation, but you might have a different thing. But it's all the same game of what you want to play the character of. And I think it is important to learn from them, to get motivated from them, and your ideas will be validated by their thought and their ideology. So this is why I have always been interested in learning personalities, and I am very much into learning people, and I'm glad to have learned so many people. So this is it. This is what I wanted to tell. Yeah, that's it. This is the end of video, and thank you for your time, and see you later.